Cool. Let's go.
Give it to the big dog.
All right. Feel free to start.
Are we live?
Yes.
Exciting times. Thank you very much, Tecera. So, wrapping up on what has been, well, two days for some people, months and months of work for many of us. I'd just like to, everyone breathe, okay? We got through this without too many technical glitches, thanks to the magic that was Tecera. I found the solution to most problems is just to have someone reasonably intelligent working 14-hour shifts endlessly. There you go.
Poor Tecera.
Everybody needs one, right?
So slow clap for the hero. But yeah, no, I think we've probably earned a victory lap at this point. We've had we brought a bunch of people together, many of whom had never worked together before. Many of whom never even chatted before. We were just typing in a Discord server. And yeah, I think despite the craziness, we were heavily benefited from the fact that celebrities don't have a lot to do. The world is still locked down in many places. So we had some sort of cheeky asking some people. And when they said yes, we were all kind of surprised. But I think that the joy we had was Anthony Rapp, Brian Posen, Jennifer Kretschmer, Satine Phoenix. And once they said yes, I could just casually name drop them everywhere. Which is how we got Felix involved as well.
Hey! Yeah. Pleasure to be here.
Thanks, Felix.
Felix, can I say, I think it's often the case, actually, that the support act is better than the main event. I probably shouldn't say that, but I thought your game was so wild. Your game was the funniest D&D campaign I've seen in a while.
I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I love like D&D campaigns where you can just kind of let loose for a session. You know, it's not a big commitment. You can just go have some fun. You don't have to overthink it. So it was great.
No, I'm gonna steal that because I think, you know, especially with new players, it's quite hard getting people out of their own head, and just announcing that you're all goblins is a very shortcut to getting people just playing silly, and that happened right off the bat. So well done.
Yeah, it was a good time, and it just levels the playing field. We're all goblins. Okay, we know what we're in for. Yeah.
I as I say, I just have to thank so many people. We'll do a little round. I think obviously Jim from Knights of the Brow was the anchor that sort of held us together. We had some weird times, but Jim seems quite calm in a crisis. And organizing events such as this is just lurching from crisis to crisis. Trust.
I was calm in text. In reality, I was like, "Oh my god, you guys are amazing, man! This event really made me realize that something like this can help to raise awareness over time, year after year, and yeah, everyone involved is amazing, and I'm really committed to moving forward with this with all of you, man. Really excited. Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is what I love is when you do a thing like this, you really work out who is the solid, dependable team, and we're all here now. There's a few other people we'll thank as well, but yeah, Jim managed to do this while organizing a wedding, which is pretty impressive.
Damn.
Multitasking. Yep. And I salute your wife that she let you get away with that shit.
It's okay. She'll beat me later.
Yes, you probably deserve that too. And the other person we have to do a massive shout out to is Phil, Mostly Blind Gamer, has just been another good man in a crisis, and again, we've had many. So as I warned people, I think we had our first meeting 6 months ago. I said the actual event's fairly straightforward. What's going to be really hard is managing celebrity egos and all the volunteers and everything that could go wrong in between. And yes, I've had many a late night or early morning chat with Phil where he's like, "Oh, Chris, you've managed to piss off this person." I'm like, okay, that's all right. So thank you, Phil.
I appreciate the shout out. Yeah, well, straightforward. As straightforward as we could possibly ever make something like this. I keep saying, I say this a lot. I always feel like if I'm ever the smartest person in a room, I'm in the wrong room. So I keep trying to get into rooms with people who are smarter than me and in any particular field, and I'm pretty happy that I'm very stupid in this room.
You picked up so much slack, Phil, with the video game stuff, and you kept the momentum going on the final stretch there, man. You're the reason the event came to fruition at the end, man. Seriously, you did a lot.
Oh man, it's passion, right? I feel like we all. I mean, nobody's signing up for a weekend like this if they don't believe in what they're doing, right? Unless they're getting paid.
I thought we were
massive
getting
money or
paid
something.
and we were getting groupings.
Oh fuck!
No?
So
Don't tell Felix.
So yeah, that's all I.
Richard told me
that's
there
all
were
I can
checks
say.
coming for this, right?
Oh,
Like
shit.
there's a per diem, is that right?
I was lied to.
Richard also lies a lot, so there you go.
This is
Well, the checks are
exploited.
coming. The checks are coming. Because they'll send you on the trip because they will bounce you all the way to Antarctica.
Yeah.
So we're-
I'm guessing you sent
you
that
guys
to the
are
Postal
getting-
Service media mail.
Exactly.
You guys are
but,
getting paid, huh?
oh, you're getting a check too. It about you to probably Australia, But,
Shout out to Richard. For
I guess
running
I'd
the
have to
music
give you my
yesterday.
address so you could send it to me, right?
yeah, it was a lot of fun, and we all came together like Chris said. Me and him had first verbally talked yesterday for the first time. He said, I can't understand the words you're saying. And I'm like, I can't understand you either, but the barriers came down, and even over text we were all able to get it going from the video, the audio, the getting people connected, and tagging people in here. Hey, he can't get into the server. Hey, they can't get into the server. Okay, we'll get them in. It was good that we could all work together to get this off, and
I do love, by the way, that we had people with severe disabilities who managed to get in the server. The celebrities were the ones that struggled the most.
That's what was funny, and the one allowing all the access in there, like clicking to giving them the role, was the one who's completely blind and getting tagged. And okay, give me a minute. Well, they need to get in here now. Give me a minute. I'm having to listen to all this. It was hilarious to me.
I remember looking through the plan chat, just the back from I left and every 5 minutes I come back, I'm like, there are 20 entries. And that's partly because Discord a week before decided to double every entry for blind users.
Yes.
But it's also because I kept coming back and I'm like, it won't let me go back to the stuff that I'd read before. It's so much more new stuff has been put in the meantime.
So even from an accessibility perspective, let me give you guys let me give you this inside scoop. At one point, to get people into the server who were having a hard time figuring out Discord, Chris got a screenshot of the app and highlighted the channel people were supposed to get into. And I decided not to ask for an image description for that particular image as per the server's rules.
As I say, the celebrities were struggling more than the disabled.
It's the kind of fun situation that you get into, fun, crazy, and hectic that you get into, and and Chris powered through so many of those and got us all together and moving. So,
well,
I mean,
my communication strategy is quantity over quality. So people kept asking me questions, technical questions, or accessibility questions. I'm like, no. I am just a spam bot. I have no idea what I'm doing.
I think
So Felix, as one of the influencers in the Dungeons and Dragons community that fell into my net, shall I say? I haven't told many people this little hack, but do you know how I got Anthony Rapp and Brian Posen on board?
No, I don't know. How'd you get him?
Okay. So you familiar with that app called Cameo, where you can get like celebrities to record a little video for $50 or whatever? Wish you happy birthday, right?
That is the savory side of it. Yes.
I'm not assuming that Brian Poston's doing anything unsavory on Cameo.
Well, I mean, it's on Cameo, so if he is, you can pay money and find out.
Yeah, no judgment here. Whatever. Man. $1.
Sorry,
so
story.
It's really hard DMing people on Twitter. They're not always as responsive and lovely as you were, Felix. So,
thank you.
You're very kind. So what I did was, I just, it's like $80 for a celebrity to do a video. And so rather than us put it in the box for it's like, what do you want them to say on the video? I just said, I don't want a video. Please join my charity Dungeons and Dragons game.
Oh, that's inspired.
It's
That's awesome.
Disabled people.
That's very slick.
Taking money from a disabled volunteer charity to say, no, I'm not playing your game.
Oh, I just got them hooked right in. They can't get out of that one.
I did, and then so they ended up being like, okay, like PMing me and being like, okay, here's my assistant. Like, if I'm available, like we'll sort it out. Thank you. And I was like, and the other one, the big thing people do is if I'm available, and you're like, we're playing for 2 days, so anywhere in that time you can do. So yeah, that was my first cheeky blag that sort of got this thing rolling.
That's what we call evil genius.
That's it's a pro gamer strat.
Speed running to celebrity contacts.
Like asking for a collect call, and when they ask what your name is, telling them what want the other person to know.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. I'm gonna remember that.
So yeah, I'm hoping next year will be a little bit less bluff, and now we've actually got something to show. So going through some of the things we achieved, I think although Knights of the Braille and a few people have done, some big events and got a lot of followers. This has been huge. I've been bad at maths throughout, but I'm pretty sure we've raised about $4,500 so far and counting, which was bigger than most of our expectations. So round of applause for that.
Apparently, we could have raised more if we could have sent Dodge to the machine.
So I have a background with Brad on the last game. He's the blind friend who sort of got me involved in this community, and he is one of the most awful metagamers. I would have paid so much just to watch him get tortured.
to interrupt everyone, can we also do a huge thank you to Tecera for like manning the stream for 2 days solid?
Oh hell yeah!
You've done an amazing job, Matt. We will get someone to help next year, please.
Yeah, I think we get like 4 people to do Tecera. I like how we had 2 interpreters, ASL interpreters, which I love, by the way, and I think was fully needed. But then I was just thinking like, yeah, we should probably have like 3 people helping Tecera out. This is just cruelty.
How have you found it, Tecera, doing it for the 2 days? Could you speak?
I think it's fine. I've just stocked up on a whole load of candy and food, and so I've just been eating constantly just to keep the energy up.
Oh man!
Well, that's nothing different than normal tabletop roleplay gaming,
Yeah, but he's not playing or running.
13-hour sessions of D&D, so this is fine, no problem.
It was all training for this moment.
Yeah. Maybe you haven't noticed, but one of the interpreters is also on this call. So huge shout out to them. They've been amazing.
yeah, wow, and
definitely,
yeah.
I think the 2 things I have a real appreciation for having done this. Blind software developers. If I'm honest, I was just entirely ignorant that existed. And that has really impressed me. The idea that there are blind and partially sighted developers. And the other thing is, just watching a sign language interpreter do their thing and have the moments before I'm like, how do you do a pun in sign language? And like, we have to do the main meaning in one hand and the pun in the other hand and make it clear which is the dominant hand. I'm like, wow, that's just amazing, very impressive. And we were very, very lucky. We had a last minute sponsor Kalani introduced us to is it Little Valkyrie,
Tiny Valkyrie.
Tiny Valkyrie, sorry, who very generously offered to pay for the bulk of that cost. And wow, no, that was lovely, and I think it's really important to have an accessibility event where we were inclusive to that community as well. So, thank you.
I mean, the way I look at it, if you know, if we can pull this off, bigger outfits should, frankly, be ashamed of themselves. Sorry for the boldness there, but, right?
I think that's fair to say.
If you can get a translator on a D&D game, there's no reason it can't be generally available to most people, provided there's funding or availability. I mean, it's really the money's there, the option. What is it? We've never done this before as a community, as far as I'm aware, and it was put together basically with baling wire and chewing gum, and it came out pretty well. There's no reason that someone with a budget and some planning capacity and a lot more professional organization can't do it on a regular basis.
Absolutely.
You tell him, Matt.
Yeah, Matt. Let me just pick up on that and thank you for being super considerate of how challenging the interpreting work is and the reference material that is needed. So Matt provided the interpreting team with all of the character sheets for the Dungeon World game that we just watched, and I mean that's the kind of thing that is invaluable, and that frankly you can't always expect from people. Not everybody is going to be conscientious that kind of thing is important. You know, so having the appropriate information is so important. I mean, of course, I don't speak directly from that side of the equation, but thank you.
You're very welcome. It was a pleasure to work with you guys.
Matt, your DMing is phenomenal. I love that. I love the opportunity to play with you sometime. Jim warned me how good it was, but soon as I heard you guys start with the accents, some acted, some genuine accents, I just fell in love. And I was like, this game is amazing.
I can't see, but I know you're pointing at me.
Richard, you don't have to stay. You don't have to stay in character anymore. You can go back to your
He's actually Canadian. Like, not many people know that.
So Richard was actually sassing the interpreters before we started our panel earlier, quite badly for being from New York. So that was a lot of fun.
I have to say it was a great deal of fun being able to just use non-basic fantasy names for all my characters. Like, yeah, we have Dennis the monk. Yep, that's a real thing. That's what we can do.
Stephen.
Well, so the best part is Stephen is the actual name in the module. I didn't make that up.
Well, and that was
it's
funny
such
about
a crap module. It's terrible.
And that's what's so funny about Dale, and that was the most redneck elf name that I could find. You know, so I'm like, oh yeah, it is
The
different.
world needs more elves with the southern drawl, I think. And, no, I love it. Like I don't have much of a background in fantasy at all. I'm late to D&D. I think my onboarding to it was Harmon Quest. Right, so realizing that Dungeons and Dragons could be comedy and people not taking themselves too seriously. So yes, I struggle as a DM whenever they ask, "Oh, what is the aloof elf's name?" I'm like, Bob. like why not? I don't have a table of elf names in my head. I'm sorry.
Well, you ought to hear them with a screen reader. So anytime, like in my sessions, they come across them. Well, what's their name? Ralph. Steve, Harold.
I just try and find a bunch of French vineyard names, and tends to work out really well for me.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that'll work.
And let's thank Jacob and Accessible Games, and we were in Accessible Quality, and then Bifford, your bro, helped us out as well with the design stuff.
So much.
Oh yeah,
and a big shout out to Todd Crapper too for the logo.
Yes.
No, see, I thought we were supposed to put Todd before we put Jacob. Ain't that what y'all did on the podcast?
Alphabetical.
Yeah, thanks so much, Jacob.
Yeah, thank you, Jacob. Let's just go around and say who we're thankful for and who helped this whole thing happen.
Jacob, you're up.
Well, I certainly couldn't have done it without all of you. And like I said, Todd Crapper did the logo for Everyone Games, and it was amazing. And Bifford was very instrumental in keeping up on the little extra things that we needed in terms of graphic design and proofreading certain things here and there. And he's just done a phenomenal job.
Thank you. I do have to shout out to our sponsors. We had some last minute sponsors who came through for us in a big way. The Dice Dungeon, who have offered a bunch of prizes for anyone that has donated to the charities. Probably best we do that draw another day when we've slept, because I'm definitely going to mess it up otherwise. And then also we had a phenomenal last minute sponsorship from Facet Audio. So we had Facet Audio and why am I so bad at reading in a hurry? Okay, so My Sound Delve app and Facet Audio are going to do the audio post-production for all of these videos. So before we put them on YouTube, it's going to be
sweet.
leveled.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's going to be awesome.
Yes, because that's really important, and we'll all benefit from that because it was probably a lot of chaotic over-talking, intensifying at various points. So we might benefit from that just a bit. And then My Sound Delve app, which brilliant. They've worked with a lot of disabled voice actors such as Jennifer Kretschmer, and they've also made sure to make lots of sound effects for things such as the combat wheelchair and all that sort of thing. So they're going to be giving away. Yeah, My Sound Delve app. It's on Apple.
No, combat wheelchair. What is
not
combat
wheelchair? Combat
There's
wheelchair.
a huge thing about it. Yeah.
So not only was it a thing, but then there's a bunch of neckbeards who weigh in every time young people play D&D and go, "Hey, here's something that's cool and more accessible." And like, in my day, we didn't have anything for anyone, and you young'uns are too sensitive snowflakes. So people got angry about a combat wheelchair, and it became a big thing for some reason. But regardless, it's here to stay. So
awesome.
Sorry for those in offense.
Hi.
So we're having 20 $10 App Store gift e-cards to give away. We'll announce that afterwards on Twitter. The big thing I'd really like us to do is go around and celebrate, companies that make the world more accessible. And also, I've been asking you guys to play real nice and not insult any big companies. But now's our chance because all the celebrities have done their thing. so I'm letting the leash off, unleashing the hounds. Let's talk some shit. Like who needs to do better on accessibility?
Free League in publishing.
Don't get a loaded question, isn't it?
I mean, so first of all, it's a sliding scale. I work for the Library for the Blind here in Maryland, and part of my job is working with our technologist and a bunch of other stuff. And it's ironic. I've worked in corporate America and in the private sector and the public now, and it's more of a how do you get it accessible, and it's an ongoing thing. You're never all the way there. I mean, do you have a specific point you want to get to?
Oh yeah. I just want to call out D&D Beyond, who are so close but so far. So D&D Beyond have one of the only, in my understanding, if you want to read the player's handbook and the books, right? D&D Beyond is one of the more accessible options.
It's totally true.
Brilliant. D&D Beyond should be the place where everyone comes to set up a character and join a campaign together. Unfortunately, they have not made their character creation accessible. So sort it out. And if you're listening, we are going to start tweeting at them weekly, making a bigger and bigger noise until they fucking get on it because it's outrageous, unacceptable.
I would love if Roll20 could get accessible, honestly.
Yeah,
I can tell you what they told me too. They told me they have no plans to ever get accessible.
D&D Beyond have a recording of that, or did they send it in writing?
They sent it to me. They sent it to me in an email, and D&D Beyond has known about their character creation problem for over a year and a half now.
Yes, feel the dark side. Let it fuel your anger.
Oh, I mean,
Rich-
go ahead.
I was going to
Because
say, Richard's people have a history of rebelling, so we need to be very careful.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all heard about this whole war thing that happened. But whenever I got started in D&D, the character creation was accessible because that's what I used to create my first character. And yeah, I mean, it was fine. I had no problems except for taking the notes. And I was cool with that because I'd rather take notes on like a WordPad document anyway. And they did the update, which is freaking fantastic, except that it broke everything. You can get in there, you can put in your character's name, but then if you go to change anything, it totally locks up the screen. All that you see is you have not completed your character. If you go back now, then you will lose everything you've done. Well, I haven't done a damn thing, so there's nothing that I can lose except my character's name. So I contacted them, and that's been over 1.5 years now. And they said, "Oh, we're working on it. We have a team of people that are working on this problem right now." Well, having
You've
gone
added
to
a sixth drunken monkey to this project.
yeah. Well, I went to school and took web design. Give me the time, I guarantee you, I could fix it. Well, do a plain text, portion of it. We don't need the pictures. We don't need that. Just make it generic. We're not asking for you to fix the world. We're asking you to fix one little portion of it. We have the dice rollers. That's fine. Just fix the character creation. And it can't be that difficult. If you broke it with one update, hell, you can fix it with one update. It shouldn't be that hard. You've got a team of engineers that can do all this other stuff. If you've had this team of experts working on it for 1.5 years, it might be time to fire them and hire some more people that know what in the hell they're doing.
I think we just fall to the bottom of the list, mate.
I do too, and me and you talked about this off recording, and length.
Wait, are we being recorded?
Yeah, that's why I'm not mentioning another certain charity that are supposed to be helping D&D Beyond.
Yeah. Again, we've talked about that in length off recording, but it's one of those things that you can't see me because I don't have camera, but I'm getting like quite red in the face about it because it really does piss me off. Because why, with all these other people that they cater to, why are we left behind? In Southern speak, it's bullshit.
Yeah. And so this is why I think part of our strategy, and we've been really clear on this as well, is too many of the events, as well intentioned as they are, end up preaching to the choir, right? It's a disabled event. You have the same speakers, the same gamers we all know, some of whom joined us, and we're very grateful for their inclusion. But then they speak to other disabled gamers who are like, yeah, we know. We're also frustrated about this thing. And this is why I really wanted to go for sort of a more inclusive, broader church, and not advertise this thing with the words charity or disabled. I tried to avoid that as much as I could because I do want like it accessible for all, inclusive for all. And my main point here is like, yeah, having a disabled person at your table isn't a problem. Like it's fun. It makes the experience better. With that, I feel like we have been leaving out Felix a little bit. So let's open up the chat to him. Felix, is this your first disabled tabletop experience? How was it for you?
Yes, it was, and it was awesome. I mean, it's like any other D&D game, to be honest, that I've been a part of. It's been really nice. It wasn't any like there wasn't like a challenge or anything that would like deter me from it. It's like this was a good time.
Awesome, lovely to hear. Did Felix, like we're very grateful to have you. Is there anything you'd like to big up and promote?
To promote, well, shoot. Let me think. Well, I mean, like promote for myself, like stuff I've got going on. Oh, I mean, sure. So, well, thank you. But on October 12th, I have a Kickstarter launching for my own campaign setting for the Fool's Gold D&D series from YouTube. And I mean, if people want to go check that out, I'd be very grateful.
We should. I'd recommend it. I want to build a big supportive community of action on positive things that we love and bad people to boo at. But boo that man. Cheer that man. Let's go.
Yeah. But it's been really nice to be here. So thank you for having me and giving me the opportunity to play a nice game.
It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, it's amazing. So, Party Peeps, there were talks about doing this event in 6 months' time, but I presume after all the work and stress, I'm getting some panicked looks from right now. Is a year long enough to recover?
I think a year is good.
Yeah.
Okay.
What does Twitch chat say? Do you guys want us back in a year?
You're getting the only sign language that I know from me, even though I don't have a camera on. You know? But I say a year.
Yeah, fair enough. And if we keep doing it on October 1st and 2nd, then that's the thing we're known for. I think given the success of this one, I think the next one should be a bit easier. We'll also have a meeting next week when we've all rested and recovered to talk about what we could have done to make things easier for ourselves.
Can we aim for like the first Friday and Saturday of October in 2022?
Yeah, I would say
probably
that.
not the first. It's probably not October 1st, but
yeah, you're
right.
Rather than lock on the 1st and 2nd, that makes sense.
All right. Hey, so Twitch chat says yes to year 2, so now we have to do it. I mean, I don't know if you guys really want to, but now we have to.
Now
I'm sorry.
Our hands are tied.
I'm running on sleep deprivation and adrenaline, so I'll say yes now and regret it in the morning. What will we do in the meantime, though? So I'd firstly recommend everyone listening now live or to the videos later to join the Knights of the Braille server Discord. I think the point of here, and I'll be very generous with Jim's server, is to invite everyone. And it's not just a Discord for blind gamers. I found it to be incredibly warm and inclusive and welcoming.
Yeah, I think it's important that we promote each other and help each other. That's the main thing of the disabled community. It's never been about one individual like Jacob and his accessible gaming and accessible gaming quarterly is always about propping up other people and telling their stories. And I think if we can get more people in the community, we can get more support, we can get a bigger team, more resources, and then spread the words, and not just keeping the same people preaching, as Chris says, try to get other individuals in. People like Felix come along and learn that, we don't have equal access to resources and hopefully the way that people are starting to, react to certain social faux pas in tabletop role-playing games. Hopefully they'll do the same with accessibility, I hope.
Mm-hmm. Also, I want to commend you guys on using Everyone Games as the title, because that's genius. I love it, because that's exactly the point you're trying to make, and I like that a lot.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it came up really well on the last panel, talking about, it's very easy for someone with a specific disability and even a specific games console to cheer when the game caters to their disability on their console and just cheer for that cause célèbre, right? And I think this isn't just about disabilities, but I know it's with political causes as well, right? Everyone's got their little niche, their thing they care about, and they shout really actively on Twitter. And what I've loved about the disabled community is it is such a minority in many ways, that it's only through unified collective action we're able to get things done. And so that's why it's been really good talking to the LGBTQ community, who also acutely feel this pain about better representation in media and better accessibility for them and kinder language. Likewise, the same for people with neurodiversity. We found a welcome and receptive audience there to our message. The two main charities we've been supporting during this thing aren't exclusively focused on the blind and visually impaired. And it's funny. So Carney Sideshow, who did a brilliant thing and raised loads of money for us, were sort of confused. They were like, right, but you're visually impaired volunteers, but your charity's not exclusively visually impaired people. What's that about? And I was like, no, because we everyone games. Like we're just trying to help everyone. It's not if everyone just looked after themselves. Well, that's how the world is already. That's why we're having the trouble we are. Right? We need to team together, and as I think as most tabletop roleplay gamers realize, our differences. Right? You got a paladin, a barbarian, a rogue. Makes for a strong unity as a team. So if we can really club together and help each other and keep doing that moving forwards, I know a bunch of people have made friends over the last few days, and we'll probably go on and play together again. If we can just keep this community spirit alive, like it will live beyond just this event that happens once a year, and we'll keep rolling.
Well said.
Yeah, I love that analogy about the D&D characters. Have you been cooking that one up, or does that?
Just me freestyling after a bottle of wine.
That was great.
Yeah, so let me just pick up on the team and say that beyond the charities we're supporting, beyond the people on the stream right now, everybody who joined the event, panelists, players, DMs, absolutely everybody was here because they believe in that, right? And they're all worth keeping up with, and yeah, well, let me put it this way: I feel like we're all in the same. Every single one of us contributing on the event. We're all in the same team, right? And that's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna get me emotional if you don't watch out.
Oh God, he's gonna start crying again.
I mean, it has been a wonderful thing to be a part of, and some of you I've known for a while, some of you I've met for the first time, but we're part of the community, and we're to do the old song. It was part of a TV show, I think. We are family. I'm not going to sing it, but it's a great thing to be a part of, and I thank y'all for the opportunity to be a part of it.
Yeah, and what I love too is that just like a ragtag team of adventurers, we all kind of came together. Like Chris was saying earlier, some of us didn't even know each other until the moment we went on a camera together, and yet everybody worked together so well and looked like they were just having a great time with old friends. And that's partly what this community is in the first place, because gaming can be so welcoming to people, and it doesn't need to be gatekept by people on the outside who want to block others from coming in, because everybody deserves to be here. And I think we've shown this weekend that everybody can be here together and have a fantastic time.
And to pick up on the D&D analogies, Chris instigated this, so he's the creepy old wizard in the tavern that lured us all in and began this adventure. So thank you, Chris, for making us realise this is something that our community needs to grow.
Exactly, and I'm glad I keep a lot of smart people around than I am, because y'all said it a lot better than I did. But it's totally been worth it. The sleepless hours, the tireless hours has totally been worth it.
I've never been so pleased to be called a creepy old wizard. I'll take it as a compliment.
I think that's a t-shirt right there.
Yeah.
But you got to get the accent down first, Chris. I mean, you got to have that twang in your accent.
So I got busted. I've been guest starring on a few of my friends, mostly Americans, game, and because they love when I posh it up and I sound like an evil lord, yeah, like then eventually two of those American friends met, I think, during the organization of this, and they were like, "Oh, Chris was so funny on our game. He played an evil lord, and he said a bunch of super racist stuff towards Americans." And they were like, "Oh my God, he did the same on our game too." And I was like, "Oh, busted." That's just my hobby.
It's just who you really are. It's okay. You can talk to us.
It's easiest to role play yourself in a
I think you need a different nom de guerre, nom de plume if you're going to be. Big Chris just isn't intimidating or ominous enough.
Thing is, so I am actually 2 meters tall, 6'7" for the Americans still using King's unit measurements.
Thank you.
So when people meet me, they get the big Chris, but in a Zoom chat, it just seems like a bit of a power play, especially as there's often another Chris in the room. It's like, okay, big Chris, whatever. Calm down. I'm going to change my name now to Creepy Old Wizard in a Tavern.
Oh, that'll get us loads of people participating in the event if you change your name to that.
Just call yourself Voldemort. You know, everybody knows him.
I dare you to go on Cameo and sign your account up as Creepy Old Tavern Wizard, and see how that gets you.
Right. I want everyone to go around and plug their pluggables, and also give a shout out to which celebrities and influencers they want to play with next year in the D&D world or beyond. Silence.
I think no one wants to step on anyone else's feet.
I guess I'll start. So, first of all, I hope everyone joins me for Survival of the Able starting next at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Survival of the Able is also on Kickstarter right now, so certainly feel free to go check that out while you're also checking out all of our fantastic sponsors and the charities that we've been raising money and awareness for. Next year, I would love to have everybody on this team playing in the largest game of Survival of the Able I can possibly put together. Because to me, you are all some of the best celebrities that I've worked with in the last year.
Oh.
And for those that aren't aware, Survival of the Able is the game up next, right?
Yep.
That's right, 7 o'clock.
Be there.
We've got a phenomenal cast for that, so definitely check it out. That should be exciting. Thank you so much, Jacob. Who's next?
All right. If you don't mind, I'll go ahead. I have absolutely nothing to plug. I keep saying I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm a nobody. But listen, I had a chance to interact with amazing people for this event. So I want everybody to to check them out and lift each other up. Super Blind Man, Sightless Combat, Danny Marie AUC, Marcella, Cavemanish, who might be eating something tremendously spicy up next on a stream with Marcella. Sam Proul from Fable, Josh Straub from Dagger System. Who am I missing? Liam Irvin. Guys, help me out. I mean, just so many incredible people who are doing awesome stuff that this all matters, right? I won't get too much more wrapped up in that, but everyone counts, everyone matters. We're all I don't think I've interacted with a single person who I wouldn't want to call a friend, right? Everybody's been excellent, and with people like this, any community can go anywhere. So yeah, that's my plug. It's everybody. Everyone, right?
You hippie communist, yeah.
We're full of non-answers today.
I'll go because I think we're all going to sit silent until we get called out. Who I'd like to play with? I really enjoyed moderating Mrs. Satine Phoenix's game, and I would really enjoy a chance to, having talked to him, play in a game with. I think he's going by the Spooky Blind Temple now on Twitter, but I would really enjoy playing in the game with all of you on this panel, and all those that I've come in contact with, over this weekend. Any of you, I think, would make a great adventuring group. Well, except maybe Phil. I've played in several sessions with him, and I know how he can be. Just picking at him, but any of you, I would love to have on my adventuring group. And as far as plugging stuff, the only thing I do is run a session every Wednesday night for Knights of the Braille, and every once in a while, Jim will let me do a little editing to the website. So, but yeah, anytime any of you want to go adventuring and you need somebody, a dwarf that speaks, Canadian, just let me know. I'll hop in there.
Okay, I'll steal the limelight for a minute, and I'd really like to thank Matt, who's here, Blind Fury. Matt is a wealth of knowledge for tabletop role-playing games, and it's taught me and Richard a lot. And I think he should be doing a podcast because he's just full of information and knowledge, and I feel like a strong pillar in our community along with a couple of other folks. But yeah, I was so excited to have Matt.
Pro tip, just guest star on other people's podcasts. It's a lot less work, trust.
There you go, Matt. You can get on other people's, and Richard as well, who's the other half of Knights of Braille that underplays himself as a dumb redneck but has more education than me. And
lies.
Does a lot behind the scenes, and I just take all the credit because I'm British and that's what we do. But yeah, thanks so much to Richard and Matt, and again, yeah, everyone here who put in a ton of work. I wasn't really around for the last few weeks because I had personal stuff, and then I had a wedding and people visiting, so I just couldn't, and work, and I just couldn't make the time. So yeah, I'm really impressed with Phil and Tecera really picked up everything and ran with it, and Chris and Jacob were helping out a lot. And yeah, thank you very much, everyone. I'm looking forward to the event next year, bigger and better. Already got ideas to try and improve. I'm really excited.
So this is Blind Fury. I guess I'll take after that. Thanks, Jim. It's I think it's worth pointing out that as much as humble and understated as both Richard and Jim are, that they're basically the reason Knights of the Braille exists, and have single-handedly managed a Discord server with more content heading and channels than I've ever seen. So, from a technical perspective, it's hard to oversell the amount of background work it takes to manage a Discord server with this many people and this many topics and this many games. They're incredibly responsive to feedback, have reorganized titles, tags, subject lines, have added accessible components all over the place, and have rolled with a couple of Discord changes, including changes in bot accessibility, and have prompted or encouraged other people to code bots to make all sorts of games which are either inaccessible or difficult to come through in ways that really don't come through in just the basic description of, I'm just sort of a guy on a Discord channel. In general, if I had to play in another game, anything, I'd really like to go with Felix's Runaway Robot. I love goblins dearly, and they always show up in some of my campaigns, and anyone who has love for goblins.
Fuck wild. I'd like please go and check out the recording on YouTube.
I will.
Twitch. But yeah, we had Terrence Dry, who is just an unbelievably warm voice actor. Felix, I mean, struggled to get a word in with so many people, but when he did, it's Lord Genius. It's incredible.
It was a good time.
So that's why I didn't say
bless her. And Radders just came through and stole the show. And I'm a big left tuber. I'm a big fan of EJ from Non-Compete, and I thought him in green was absolutely spectacular.
Playing the harmonica as well. That was amazing.
So yeah, I'd love to do that. As for podcasts, I certainly wouldn't mind, but it's not something I have. It's not on my big goal list for things to do. I don't mind visiting on other people's. I think I've done 2 for Knights of the Braille already. So if there's interest out there, I don't mind talking, but it's not my primary goal right now. I appreciate you trying to get me to generate more content, though, Jim.
I'm trying to push you subtly. Oh, and a big shout out to Richard as well, because he does he makes content accessible for people in his free time. So a lot of TTRPGs that aren't accessible, Richard goes in and makes them accessible so people can use them. So big shout out to that. And my plug is to just join the Knights of the Braille server. I think we have about 10 weekly games hidden behind the scenes and a few play-by posts. We always look for more GMs and players. Hop in. It helps to raise awareness for accessibility, and we're looking to expand the types of disabilities we're helping out, as Chris said earlier. But yeah, that's me done. Sorry.
Get me all emotional again.
Tecera, you're far too quiet.
Yeah.
Anyone you'd like to thank? Anyone you'd like to shout out?
I'd just like to shout out everyone here with going through all my technical mishaps that sometimes happen. And yeah, it's just been really fun to do this. And I don't have socials. If you can find me, I'll applaud you for finding
we don't give you enough free time to run a social media account. Just locked in the basement, pulling on cables.
Well,
You're an absolute hero.
So there's plenty of light. Although it's dark out now, so.
Felix, where do we find your Kickstarter? I'm very excited for that.
You can check it out at foolsgold5e.com. Also, just follow me on Twitter at Felix Irnich, and it's gonna be good.
Will you be playing a goblin anytime in the near future?
No idea. Maybe. We'll see.
Bring it up there. So I have my wish list for next year. Brendan Lee Mulligan is my favourite DM. No offence to all of the DMs in this room. I know we all like to, but yes, everyone at mention him. I want him playing next year on this thing. The other one is Deborah Ann Wall. I don't know if you're familiar with her. Phenomenal actress. And I think she's also a good activist for the blind and partially sighted. So she'll be brilliant to get involved. And one of my favourite YouTubers, T1J, who sadly, like Anthony Rapp, couldn't come through this year because they're busy moving house. But yes, my Twitter account's getting bigger, and I will be coming for you. You will be joining us next year. Even if I have to stalk you in Cameo, I will find a way. I'm really glad I ended it on such a creepy note, which is how
you are
I
the creepy wizard.
The creepy wizard.
Yeah, so burned it.
Thank you all. I think we've patted ourselves on the back enough for one evening. But if I may say, it was richly deserved. You're all wonderful people. I hope we don't have to wait a year to play together again.
Hey, you know what, Chris? If you'll just allow me, there's one person that I would like to play with. I ran Cat. I would love to have Jackson Galaxy from My Cat from Hell on Cat. I think that would be absolutely fantastic.
What an amazing name as well.
If y'all will pick a date roughly 6 months from now, I will run a one-shot to keep interest on the Everyone games. D&D 5e.
April 3rd.
Okay. That'll work. If y'all would like to, we can get in contact, about it, later on. But yeah, I'll run a one-shot for all of us if y'all are interested in doing it. Don't let anybody speak at once. I mean, you don't want to.
Oh, Ricardo, I'll play with you, mate.
Oh, Jim, at least find me
Sounds
supper
good.
first.
No.
Richard, you know you just need to give me a time and date, right?
Oh, I know. But I mean, as long as that works for everybody.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
As far as that, I do love you all. I appreciate you all, but I'm a fat guy. I have not eaten. I'm fixing to go eat. So see y'all later.
And I am off to join my next game. Everybody have a great night, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Good luck, Jacob.
Next game.
Okay, goodbye.